Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to be unboxing the Nintendo Switch 2 and I have the Mario Kart version here. Originally I wasn't going to actually unbox this console because I wasn't going to buy it, but now that I have it we can unbox it, and there's a little story behind how I got this actual console. Before I get into that, let's have a look around the box. There isn't much to see really, a couple of pictures, a little logo in the corner showing that it is the Mario Kart version. But let me just quickly tell you how I actually got this console. So I wasn't actually going to buy it. I was actually going to wait and see, what's going to happen, what games will come in. And then a friend of mine managed to get me this on a midnight release from a store called Smith's here in the UK. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead now, slice the bottom open and get into the actual box itself and take a look what's inside the box. Now, I am late to the party. I did get it day one, but I wasn't able to unbox it on day one because I had a lot of other things going on. Anyway, I'm going to get the blade now and we're going to go ahead and we're going to slice the bottom open and we're going to have a look inside. So a nice clean swift cut will do nicely, and then we can pop the blade away and get it out of the way so it doesn't come in the way or hurt us or anything like that, because that has happened before. Anyway, so let's go ahead and open this box. There is a little barcode there, but I guess that's for the actual SKU itself. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this bad boy out. Oh, it's a double box. It's a box inside a box. I tried to refrain myself from watching unboxings, by the way, guys, so I haven't seen any unboxings of this actual system, and this is right off the bat. Anyway, it's a nice little box, and it's just a box at the end of the day with a Nintendo Switch 2 console inside, and I can't wait to actually get inside and open it, so let's just do that right now. Okay, so the first thing you're presented with once you open the flap is some instructions, but I'm not going to need those. And inside we have the Switch. Now I just want to say real quickly, real bad box design putting the Switch there, because imagine it drops, it's going to land on that screen, it's going to smash. Anyway, Joy-Cons feel nice, the stick feels really good compared to the previous model of the Switch. Feels really like, I don't know, just feels like it's got a lot more tension here in the actual stick itself. The buttons feel good, they have a decent weight to them, or has a decent weight to it. And let's open the second one, the red one. Again, nice little tension on the stick, nice decent size. You can tell straight off the bat that they do feel bigger, a bit more comfortable, but they are a bit too skinny. I never liked the original Joy-Cons, so I'm definitely going to need a better grip, just to, and a bit of texture and a bit of like bumpiness on the actual Joy-Cons themselves, or maybe a grip or another set of Joy-Cons down the line. Then we have the Switch itself, but we'll check that out in a second. Underneath this actual part of the box, oh wait a second, what's here? Oh yeah, okay, so here's my code for Mario Kart World. I'll do that later on. And again, you get a proper instruction manual. Not going to check that out. HDMI cable. Now, I wonder if this is a 2.1 cable or just a standard cable. It doesn't actually tell you. Well, I'm guessing it's going to be a 2.1 HDMI. It has to be. And then you get these little lanyard things, which, again, I will not be using. But, again, a nice touch to have. These are just things that I still have my original ones, to be honest with you, in my box. So, definitely not going to be needing these or using these. And then underneath that part of the box we have this grip where you can attach your actual Joy-Cons to, which again I won't be doing because I don't find it comfortable. And this one feels a bit more, I don't know, weirder than the original one. So next up we have the actual power brick, and it is a different type of a power brick compared to last time. We had that big brick type of thing, and here it's a bit smaller and it feels a little bit better, maybe easier to carry as well. But I wonder if it's faster compared to last year, because last year's Switch OLED was really slow to charge. I don't know, it might be my unit, but I just felt like it took ages to charge. And then we have the actual docking station itself, the dock, and it feels really light, to be honest with you, but we'll see. Yeah, nice little dock, nice and rounded, compared to the actual square one that we got last time. Again, it does feel really light and hollow. I mean, come on, Nintendo, you could have made it a little bit more better quality and a bit more premium. So I guess it is what it is. It's the dock, and this is what we're getting, and this is what we're gonna have to work with. So inside you actually get a few ports, and we'll have a look at those in a second once I put this actual cover down. Inside, so you get the actual Ethernet cable, and Ethernet cable port, HDMI, and also USB Type-C charging. So yeah, that's the dock. Nothing exciting, nothing really, any major changes or anything like that. So we'll pop that to one side, and next we'll have a look at the system itself. So let's get it out of this packaging, and then we can have a look at the actual screen and stuff. So it is a really big screen, and let's have a look at the top. So you got the power button, the volume, some vents, USB Type-C, headphone jack, little hatch where you put in your game. At the bottom here, it does have another USB Type-C charging port, which is really good, so you can charge it from the bottom or the top. That's a nice, unique touch, and I do like that Nintendo's done that. And now we'll go ahead and check the actual hatch where you put the game in, because on my old Switch, this one actually broke off. This feels really good, a lot better than last time, and you've got a nice little casing as well, so that's going to sit nice and snug on top of your actual cart. So that's another real nice touch. Well done Nintendo for putting that there. I don't really like the on and off button. I didn't like it on the last system, and I don't really like it on this system either. Next up, let's have a look at the actual kickstand. In fact, before we do that, let's see where the actual port is for the actual SD card, and it's right there. So if you want to add some more storage, you can do that. And the kickstand itself is very sturdy. I mean, it's really good compared to the original kickstand that we got for the original Nintendo Switch. That was really bad. This one's fine. You've got a lot of angles you can put it on as well. So if you want to put it in tabletop mode, you're going to have a lot of angles you can put it in, and be able to use it and stuff. So that's really good. And back to the Joy-Cons then. So we're going to do a comparison between the old Joy-Cons and the new Joy-Cons. The thing we're going to check out then is the actual thumbsticks themselves. Now obviously I've worn these out quite extensively on the original Switch, so they're not going to be as good, but there's no tension on the actual original Switch stick, and there's a lot of tension on the new Switch 2 sticks. And also the buttons feel a lot better. Obviously the Joy-Cons are newer, but they are bigger buttons, and as you can see when I do a size comparison between the actual old Joy-Con and the new one just feels a lot more better in the hands, and the ergonomics are a lot better compared to these little tiny things. I don't know who they designed these for, but they design them for really tiny people with small hands. But these are good. I can't actually wait to actually clip these in, and they're going, and they're really nice, really satisfying to hear that sound when you clip it in. And let's do the other Joy-Con as well. And there you go, we have the full unit with the Joy-Cons in. Take them off, put them in, take them off, put them in. Nice and easy. That's fun, and I do like that sound when it does click together, and it is quite sturdy. So I'm gonna do a little resistance test here. So I'm gonna put a bit of pressure on, and honestly there's no clickiness like there was on the original Switch, but I don't like these shoulder buttons at all. Wow, they feel really cheap and horrible. Come on Nintendo, honestly these original Joy-Cons for the Switch 1 feel better. These top trigger buttons feel a lot better on the original Joy-Cons. Can you believe that, guys? Wow, that's really something. I mean, it might actually feel better when I'm playing the game or a game, but as of now, these originals felt better. Okay, so the next step is to actually put on the firmware, update the firmware, and also, put in my Wi-Fi password and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be right back at you in a couple of minutes. So just bear with me. Okay, so I've set up the theme, which is the dark theme, and the next thing I'm going to do is put on the brightness to the fullest, because I got to do that. I don't like to have my screens on dim. Unless I'm playing at night time, I'll put it down, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to have the brightness on full. Next up then guys, I'm going to do a quick screen comparison between the original Nintendo Switch, the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. Now, the Switch 1 is obviously an OLED screen, and the Switch 2 is just a normal screen. Now, the thing with this is, you can't actually tell on the actual camera itself, but I can actually see with my naked eye that the OLED screen is a little bit more superior. The blacks look better, and the colours just pop, and they're a lot more punchier, in my humble opinion. You can't actually tell on these cameras. I mean, obviously I'm using my phone camera anyway, it's not the best camera out there, but you can't actually tell. The camera's not doing the OLED screen any justice here, but I can assure you that the OLED screen is a better screen, and it's going to be because it's OLED. But again, it's a really good panel in the Switch 2 as well, but there is a difference between the two, and it's not a big difference, it's a really small difference, but it's there and it's visible and you can see it. Well, I can see it, but yeah, I mean, there's not much in it, to be honest with you, but there is a difference, and I do like the OLED screen slightly better than the Switch 2 screen, which is a bummer. At least when they're not side by side, you'll never be able to tell. Anyway, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off these Joy-Cons, and then we can have a better look into the actual screen size of these two systems, and also have a quick look at the actual colors as well, because it's just easy to handle without the actual Joy-Cons on. So this should be a better comparison actually, so let's have a look. So I don't know if you can tell, that's the thing, I can't tell. I can't actually tell with the way the camera is with these two next to each other. They really look really good on both sides. Actually, the Switch 2 screen actually looks a little bit better on camera, but in real life, like I said before, the OLED screen does look better. The colors just pop more, and the blacks are a bit more deeper, obviously because it's OLED. And yeah, that's that. So let's keep it moving then and do a side-by-side comparison between the two systems. Let me just get a nice little grip on the Switch 2 so you can see it's slightly thicker. It's incredible how they've actually managed to keep the footprint so thin even on the Switch 2 with the bigger screen and stuff. So it's really good to see that it's not that much more chunkier than the original Switch. That's really good. As you can see, I've lost the actual casing for my game cart on my Switch. I think my son actually pulled that off with his teeth. So hopefully he's not going to do that with my new one. So let's go ahead and put in a game and see how it actually fits inside the Switch 2. It's got a nice little housing thing at the top. That's really nice to see. Like, it's got like a nice metal frame where the actual cart actually sits inside. So that's really good. That's a nice neat touch that Nintendo's actually put on there. I really like that. So that was it, guys. That was a real quick comparison between the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. Screen size, colors, all that kind of stuff, brightness and whatnot. So as you can see, Mario Kart Worlds is now downloading. Whilst that's downloading, I'm just going to do a quick comparison between the two systems on the eShop. As you can tell, guys, it's super fast on the actual Nintendo Switch 2, which is really good to see, because it was a nightmare to go through the menus and pick a game on the original Switch. I actually hate going onto the eShop. Even when the sales were on, I refused to do it. As you can see, look how choppy it is, and that's because it's old firmware and old system with not enough power to actually load up the actual pages. With the Switch 2, we don't have that issue anymore. So I'm so happy to be able to show you this, that you're not going to have that problem anymore, guys, where you're going to be stuck on menus on the actual eShop because of the Switch 1's hardware being outdated and so old now. So that's really good to see. Okay, so finally I'm able to show you some gameplay footage. I'm sure you guys have been waiting for this the whole video. So I'm gonna have a quick little, blast on Mario Kart Worlds and just give it a quick little go, a little test run, and see how it actually plays and stuff. So I'm gonna go quiet and let you enjoy the actual video up until I've actually done the race, and then I'll give you my final verdict. And also I'll be doing an impressions video after I've actually spent some time on it and played some more games, because I don't think it's fair for me to do that right now. But for the time being, just enjoy the rest of the footage, and I'll speak to you in a couple of minutes. Wow guys, that was such a blast. Beautiful graphics, really smooth gameplay. Honestly, that was a really good little fun time that I had there. Can't wait to play more of this. I'm going to play it more with my son and my missus later on today. So I'll be doing another video about this game further on. Might even do a review, who knows. I will be checking out more games on the Nintendo Switch, so please hit that bell notification if you haven't done so. Hit the subscribe button, leave some comments, and we'll have a conversation. Please don't forget to check out the actual links in the description box down below, and again, don't forget to leave some comments. And that's it guys, that's all I got for you. Oh, before I go, do check out my next video where I will be unboxing this awesome figure of Ryu. A little bit late to the party, but again, that's just me. I'm just a little bit late always. But yeah, check that video out, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe guys. Peace.